Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, we're going to carry on from the previous one about who APS is. Very often people say, well, what can I expect when I arrive there? Where are you? Where do you operate? And this is going to be the last video where we're talking about APS, but this is just something that answers a lot of people's questions and probably something we will point to in future videos for people who have those questions. So thank you for your patience going through this, but also if you're interested, this is exactly what it's about. Now remember, as a pilot, are you prepared to deal with an unexpected airplane upset event on its way to a fatal loss of control in flight accident? That's always the underlying question in our series. So let's go ahead and have a look at where all this happens. All right, welcome. This is going to be fun. We're going to talk about where Aviation Performance Solution is. And in the previous video, we talked about what we are, who we are, what we do, our purpose, mission, values, the vision of the organization. Let's go ahead and go to the slides. So we are located at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport in Mesa, Arizona. Awesome airport, 3 10,000-foot runways. It's while it's busy, we have dedicated airspace just to the east or to the right of where you can see the Gateway Airport. So typically what people will do is going to be fly in right to Sky Harbor, and depending on the time of day, that drives about 45 minutes or so. We have hotels right by our operating facility. Or if you have your own airplane, you can actually fly in. The FBO is just a few buildings down for us right on the Gateway Airport. So very exciting. So your typical program, here's what it looks like, for example, a business jet operator. Now remember, we have piston operating programs, we have turboprop operator programs. This particular one is for a business jet, but the footprint is very, very similar. Okay, so for on day one, get there the day prior, have a good sleep. Going to start with 2 hours of academics to kick things off. Then you're going to go on your first flight, typically a 1.5 to 2 hour block. And then you take a break, and then you come back for more academics in the afternoon. There's only one flight on the first day just to get you familiar with the instructor, the program, the philosophy, and so on. And on day two, you now do 2 flights. You do your first flight, have a nice long break. You do your first flight of day 2, all right, which is your second flight. You get a good, nice break, and then you come back for your third flight. Each of those 1.5 to 2 hour block. Then you finish up the day with about 2 hours of academics. And that is that's a busy day. That's a tiring day. It's been proven to be just the right amount to get you ready for the culminating day, which is day 3. And we have seen that the worst amount of training you can get is 2 flights. Okay, at the end of 3 flights, you're going to start feeling, I think I got this, but on day 3, that's where the transformation happens. You're 10 times more capable on day 3 than you are at the end of day 2. So we get you on your 4th flight, and you will see very robust skill sets and competencies. We can literally throw anything at you on the 4th flight. Then we now go into class-specific simulation based on your operation, how you operate as a pilot, your class of airplane, and then typically we'll mitigate the final level of risk with virtual reality training in your very own type of airplane. Now, remember, we can only deliver the program that you select. So you'll be the one determining which program you go through. This is what we call an integrated program. This is a gold level program with even some platinum elements in here. So remember, it's not about whether APS is the right training provider for you. We got that figured out. We've been doing this for 30 years. It's up to the amount of risk you want to mitigate. And I will tell you, to go from a bronze program to a platinum program, virtually the same amount of time and virtually the same price. You're going to be with us for literally 3 days to a gold standard, for example, versus a bronze. So bronze, silver, gold takes 3 days. Platinum is another flight. So go to the gold standard of upset prevention and recovery training. It's our responsibility to coach you to the gold standard. And then what is the facility like? We call this the Nexus of UPRT Excellence. We developed a 4.5 acre lot. The facility on the left is our expansion facility. The one on the right is fully dedicated to you. There's built-in classrooms, on-aircraft piston, on-aircraft jet. There's 7 classes of simulation. There's virtual reality that includes nearly any type of airplane. And this is the 3-day Nexus of UPRT Excellence to transform you. Because in just 3 days, you can go from a situation where you're every pilot not in control, or in this particular case, unknowingly ill-prepared, and you follow this proven pathway to crush loss of control in flight to every pilot in control, where you're aware, you're competent, you're capable, and you understand that this skill set is critical, okay? So to serve as a review, on the left in the red, you go from unknowingly ill-equipped And after 3 days, consciously competent, skilled, and aware, and every graduate, we graduate 2 big classes every week, every Wednesday, every Friday, they leave with this transformation. They now know that it was the most important training they've ever had. They now know that they were closer to the edge of the envelope than they ever thought, and they also know that this is life-saving and what they need. Okay? So keep that in mind, all right? I'm not saying you have to train with APS. What I'm saying is that for you to mitigate this risk, to go from red to green, you have to go where you haven't been before, and you have to train in ways you haven't seen before or done before. That's the gap. That's the gap in the training industry that perpetuates loss of control as the number one threat to air safety, responsible for nearly 50% of all fatalities. And it's the training system itself that is perpetuating this. And there is a solution, and you can reduce your risk by 50%, increase your competency by 400% in just 3 days.